So me and this dog, who is my best friend, who I love with all my heart, forever, eternally, we almost got murdered like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this is the story.
Myself, I say the words "I don't give a fuck" a lot, like to myself, when I'm talking just to me and nobody's listening, like all throughout the day. And what I mean by that is that I desperately want for that to be true. And with all of my heart, I don't want to give a fuck, or even just like 1 or 2% less than I do. I'm kind of a ball of anxiety. I pretend that everything's cool. Let me see. I gotta get these thoughts off my chest, guys. Have you guys ever dealt with the saving money, spending money paradox, where you have literally no money? Like you have a little bit of money, but you have like bills and then debt on top of that. You don't really need to have like the bills part. But then you're like, there's like those Zen proverbs about like the more that you grip it, like the more it goes through your fingers, and like so you gotta let it go because like the more that you try. And so I'm like trying with all my heart to not spend the money that I don't have to spend. And then I walk into the store and I'm like, I could use some flowers today. I feel like I deserve that myself. I'm not. I mean, I love my dog. It's close enough. Okay, fuck it. Let's talk about it. Okay. So I feel like I should talk about this, but I don't know where the laughs are. Like it's really just a true scary thing that happened. But I get to the woods with my dog on Monday, and I'm down at the Chickamauga battlefield at the bottom left corner, which is a little creepy. And I'm talking to my dog as we pull up about how it's raining, and so nobody else is going to be out here. And then we pull up, and I'm getting him out the car, and then a car pulls up from the opposite direction, and this guy gets out, and he's like bigger than me, probably like 40s, 50s, a little weird looking, his feet stick out to the side so he doesn't walk that great, and he talks like super soft spoken, where like you can barely understand him. And I'm like, he's talking to my dog, and I'm like, cool. I think what's funny is that being a good person is really stupid, and I've been struggling with this like thing of like being destitute and hopeless in life, and I've tried so hard to be a good person, it just keeps like not going in the right direction. So I start walking, and then he starts walking with me, and so I'm trying to make conversation with him, and he's like being kind of weird or whatever, and then I'm getting this feeling like I don't like this guy being behind me, and so I'm kind of like watching, and I'm walking, and then he asked me, he's like, I think there's a graveyard out here. Everything's like, it's cool. He's a lonely dude. And so I'm like, yeah, it's like you take this gravel path and you go like all the way down in that direction, and then you go right, and it's right there. And so he's like, yeah, I think you're right. I'm like, and then we keep walking, and I'm like, all right, so yeah, you just go down that way. I'm gonna take my dog over here. He's like, I think I'm gonna go with you. And I'm like, and I'm like, he's a good guy. He's just lonely. He doesn't. He's a good person. He's a good guy. And at the same time, I'm thinking about how my shoulders are fucked up, and I didn't bring a knife with me. And so as I'm telling myself he's a good guy, I'm thinking about how I have this lighter that has like a little attachment on it, and my dog is like having a good time, and I'm like, this guy's talking, and I'm like, I think I could probably take out his left eye with the lighter if I was like, really? And you better have midnight shade, just let this motherfucker know. And it's like, act like everything's cool. Bro, we walk down, and I go like down to the water, and I'm throwing like a stick for my dog and just like act like everything's cool. And I think what might have saved us is that he's standing up there and he's like, I think I'm gonna murder these two. And then I'm playing with my dog, and he's like, these two are kind of the shit, not gonna lie. They got a really good time. They got a good vibe to them. So I get up and I decide to keep walking, and he's like asking me if I know where I am. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, we're used to being in the woods. And something tells me, I'm like, I'm gonna start going back. And he's like, I'm gonna start going back too, right next to you. And I'm walking, and I'm going very fast at this point. and then I like see this rock on a fallen tree that looks like it's glowing because the sun is hitting it. And I pick up this rock and I'm like, that's a cool rock. And I'm just like dusting it off and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and have this is my rock collection. I'm talking to him. I'm just like fitting it into my hand. And he's kind of like ancient and I'm like kind of going like in this direction. And then it starts raining. And then like we're going back and he asked me, we're going past the water again. And he asked me if I ever like see people around this area. And I'm like, sometimes. And then it starts raining, and then it starts pouring. So I start running, and me and my dog start running, and this guy's like feet don't work, and so he's going slower than me, and I get all the way up the hill, and we can just go. And then I'm like, I don't want to leave him behind. Like, so I wait for him, and I'm like, he's gonna be all right. And we literally just walk back with me holding this rock all the way. And I'm just like moving fast up ahead of him. And he's like, nah, all right, he's a good guy. And then I swear to you guys, this is a real thought that I had. Because he might have just been a Roman god. I might have just been paranoid. I was walking and I got rid of the rock right before he got back onto the gravel part. And then he was right next to me and I felt like this sadness, whether he was trying to murder me or not. And I swear to God, I almost grabbed his hand in like friendship and solidarity. You said your name was Greg. I'm always gonna remember you. I'm scared as shit right now. Anyways, so what else?
Next comic coming up to the stage. He loves dogs too. Maybe he'll talk about his tonight. Welcome, Henry Fraser.
My throat is a little fucked up from allergies, so I apologize for that. It's either allergies or all those ticks I've been sucking. I'm gonna go with the allergies. So, if I could just open up to you guys, I decided to tell a true story today. This is a story of how I developed a relationship that I have with our government and this country that we live in. So, there was this one time in my life when I wanted to play basketball. And I was in 6th grade, and I was going to this Christian school. They were like, okay, you're in middle school now, you just start with the team, and the season starts, you're on the team, playing basketball. I was like, okay. So it was just like great, bro. It's all hooping and shit, playing. And mostly sitting on the bench, grabbing concussion. And then there was this time a little bit later on in my life when I went to 7th grade. And in 7th grade, I went to public school. And I still wanted to play basketball. And America was like, okay, all you have to do is go get molested by your primary health care physician. I was like, why? And they were like, you want to play basketball? And I was like, that literally couldn't make any less sense to me. So I was standing there, this guy's holding my nuts, he's telling me to call. And I'm looking at the two grown-ups in the room, and I'm like, this is fucked up. This should be like play basketball. And then after that, a little bit, I found out that what that was called was a yearly physical. And so like 365 days later, I walked into the doctor's office and I was like, these are my 8th grade nuts, what do you think? I just want to go back to the point from last year. This is fucked up. I don't know I remember in like 9th or 10th grade, he was like redoing the physical. He was like, obviously you're not sleeping. Okay. So it's pretty much the same thoughts. What else? So currently, right now in my life, I have no fucking money. And I can try to explain it, but it is what it is, you know.